Hi, my name is Tom Savigar. I'm a senior partner at the Future Laboratory. The Future Laboratory is a world-class agency that specializes in trends, the future, strategy and innovation. And we help businesses around the world across 15 sectors to embrace, anticipate and succeed in the future. There are 7 megatrends that we have inferred in the last couple of years that we think are going to determine people's attitudes and behaviors in the next 10 years. So let me tell you about the future. Over the next 10 to 15 years, people are going to change. Times are turbulent, grand forces are changing the nature of identity. Agile identities is one of our megatrends that we've been looking at for the last 10 years, and increasingly we live in a world that is ageless, genderless, even raceless. What does it mean to target a person or a consumer whose agile identities are put together in new and interesting ways depending on how they feel every single day, where segmentations and demographics are increasingly redundant? Another trend that we see coming is the rise of Body Plus. Humans increasingly want to outperform themselves, overcome natural limits. We live in a performance society whereby our physical makeup and our abilities have to increasingly exceed the rise of an urban environment. We want to do more, be more, achieve more, and succeed more. And how we do that can be through either putting something on or putting something in our bodies to increasingly outperform the other human being. We live in a world that is turbulent. We call it the FUD factor: fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's no surprise that human beings therefore are more stressed than ever before. We see the rise of optimized mind, a mega trend for the rise of the mind market, whereby to date the body has been the main market for health and wellness, but increasingly the mind is going to be a market that we have to pay attention to. Human beings are only just starting to uncover what their minds can do. So witness the rise of this new era where we want to optimize how we think and how we act accordingly. With the rise of businesses such as Uber and Airbnb ripping up the rules of 20th century organizations, we see the rise of new value systems. A younger cohort is increasingly happy and able to trade data, time, mobility in new forms of currency in this new exchange. What does value mean to a human being increasingly? What are they willing to trade with you in exchange for that new value? The new systems and the new businesses, very much of them are driven from a digital basis, are driving a new sense of economy, a new sense of worth, a new sense of currency, and a new exchange between businesses and humans. And the future is also not set without looking at sustainability. Long-termism is one of our megatrends because it describes a new era in which sustainability is not about saving the planet, it's about saving the human. There are now people being born that will live till they're 100 years old. On average, more people are reaching their 90s within developed economies. What does it mean to think about this sense of long-termism? What does it mean to have a relationship with a customer or a patient for 90 years of their life? What does it mean to sustain that relationship and know that your business is still able to exist in 150 years' time? So sustainability and long-termism is one of our big megatrends to readjust the meaning of sustainability and to address it in a way that's more pragmatic and more realistic about being here for that long-term future. Another megatrend we've been seeing the rise of is new sensory boundaries. We live in a world whereby all of our senses have to be tantalized and surprised and delighted. We want to have a 5D experience, a multi-sensorial experience in every aspect of our lifestyles, whether that's at home, in the office, when shopping, or in hospital. The importance of making sure that all of our senses are satisfied and surprised. Hyper-intimacy describes the rise of a megatrend whereby big data and a new era in personalization dawns. Human beings are increasingly wanting to feel more intimate with the world around them, and with brands, and with businesses, and with each other. Data and the transfer and exchange of data makes an interesting chapter in personalization, whereby the more you understand about a fellow human, the more you can anticipate their moods, their emotions, and maybe even their behaviors. But we're going to have to get over a privacy bump. 23% of consumers worldwide are still nervous about giving their data to large organizations, and yet they see the value of that data. So how do we start to negotiate a new exchange within what we're calling hyper-intimacy? These megatrends are going to govern people in the next 10 to 15 years. They're going to make businesses and organisations refocus and think and be prepared for a future that is clearly going to be challenging, but also very optimistic. There'll be a lot of change coming, urbanisation, an ageing population, huge polarisation around the world, and consumers are going to start to want businesses to really be empathetic to some of these changes. Whether it's the rise of the optimised mind, the importance of Body Plus, the importance of looking at value in a different way, businesses have to be as inspired about the future as they are about short-term profits. Thinking long-term is not easy, but it requires a new mindset in how businesses are run and how they're operated. William Gibson said, "The future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed." That's our mantra, and I hope that you take this mantra within your business operations and decision-making processes every day.